Okay, good evening, folks. This isn't Capital Sports. Instead, it is the International Student Assembly of RSSU. We're bringing kind of a nice, interesting chat today from an expert speaker, and one of our assembly members is going to join in as well. So it's with great pleasure that I'm able to introduce not only a friend, but someone who last couple of years, especially last year in the World Games, she captained Team Russia at the Renault GA World Games in Ireland. Did a great job as well. Very experienced sports person, athlete, and of course she's a leading phys ed teacher as well, who's just about to finish her time in Moscow, and she's going to go all the way to Thailand. So really like to welcome in right away, Laura Graceffa. Laura, welcome.
Thank you, Alan. You're too kind. You always give me such nice introductions.
I have to do it. You pay me well enough, so I have to do it.
Yeah.
Listen, Laura, straight away, how is the lockdown here feeling for you?
Do you know, it could be a lot worse, and actually I'm quite content being by myself in my apartment. Still got plenty of sunlight and plenty of food, and electricity works, water works, so it's not that big of a problem really.
Are you kind of glad in a way that you're not based in a school in the UK, because it seems to be hitting hard at home?
Yeah, and I think a lot more people at home aren't really taking the advice properly. There's still people out sunbathing, and to go into school is one thing, but when people aren't, listening to the instructions day to day, it's putting people at risk.
No, I'm not going to ask you the scare that you had at your school or anything about people at home, because we're here to talk about other things. First of all, I want to ask you about just how important sports is, or kind of even a mini fitness regime at this time. How important is it for the body health and the mind health?
So, like you just said, it is important both for physicality and for mentality. So, for me, I need to be active all the time, and one of the things that I found most challenging is that I'm not burning enough energy, so to speak. So I've made a real effort to make sure that I and my colleagues and my friends here in Russia are being active, and we're using YouTube, or we're using our own ideas and just doing 20-30 minutes of exercises every day, and it just mentally makes you feel so much more content and happy with yourself, because you're actually doing something and not just sitting there like a vegetable in front of the TV.
That's what I want to bring in straight away. One of the members of the International Student Assembly, Adrian Mhango. Adrian, you're iPhone me right now, but you're still Adrian to me.
I changed. I should have changed, to be honest. I didn't know that.
Next time. Adrian, listen. Question is, you're in lockdown as well, but you're with a large group of people in the dorms, in the общежитие. What have you guys been doing to try and at least burn off a bit of that energy?
Yeah, here we've tried to practice mainly we do play football. After football, maybe just run in the stairs there, maybe to practice a little bit, because since we cannot go outside and do our own thing, they say if you want to do sports activities, we should be doing inside our rooms. So it's kind of hard, to do those kind of stuff inside.
And I mean, when you're able to, at least because I know you have a fairly regular sports regime, you're training, like myself, like Laura as well, playing Gaelic football and also basketball and football. How important is sport for you in your general life as also a foreigner here in Russia?
Here, for now, that's the only main things we do. Apart from, since we have a lot of schedules, apart from football, we play table tennis, for example. To just keep up, to waste time. We don't have anything to do apart from, we cannot study. It's boring here, so. That's what we do.
Okay.
Yeah, it's difficult how.
Listen, so I want to straight away. What is your first question that you want to find out from Laura?
I wanted to know why, Lola, why did you decide to leave Moscow to become the head of International School of Thailand? The first question, and the second one is what kind of physical exercises would you advise me, or maybe someone who lives indoors like me, 24 hours, 7 days a week.
It sounds like prison,
so
Adrian. My God.
yeah.
Did you understand the question? So
Yeah. 2 questions.
Okay.
Yeah, I got them.
I can
Okay,
repeat.
so the first question, I wanted to move to, well, anywhere that had a head of department's job, to be like a manager of my team. And as much as I love the school that I work at in Moscow, for me, it was time to move on and to try something new. And on top of that, I don't really enjoy the cold weather, so I'm not quite sure how I ended up here in the first place. And then the second question, in terms of activities that you can be doing at home, you're still quite fortunate in that you can go and play football, like you said, and you have access to table tennis equipment. But for me and for people that I work with, what we've been doing is we've been joining Zoom parties like this. And we've been doing YouTube clips and videos and footage, and using people that we recognize. So people like Joe Wicks, who's really big in the UK at the minute. His sessions are aimed at children and young people that are trying to get them really active. And it's quite fun when you have other people on your screen as well, because you feel a bit more accountable, and it's social without obviously actually being social. So it's just doing something in front of the TV, or even using your own ideas from stuff on Instagram. There's loads of stuff out there at the minute, and just doing a series of very simple exercises that don't require any type of equipment or special facilities.
Laura, I just want to ask you one thing that I know that Derek and some of us have discussed it before. In terms of diet, do people have to change their diet as well? Because there is a temptation to either just eat a lot of crap to pass the time, which then kind of counteracts any physical activity. So what would you advise in terms of diet?
Well, I mean, in terms of the amount of energy that we're burning now as compared to normally, there is a big difference. Even though you may not feel it and you still feel tired, it's tired in a completely different sense. So you do have to be a bit more cautious in how much food you're eating, and portion sizes especially, and making sure that, your main meals do have lots of vegetables and less carbohydrate and more protein in it. But we all do have up and down days. So, no doubt there will be a day when you fancy that bit of chocolate or that biscuit, but you just have to do everything sensibly and, think about what you want to achieve by the end of this lockdown. Do you want to be 50 pound lighter or 100 pound heavier?
Adrian, that's a good question for you. Do you want to be 50 kilos or 10 kilos heavier or 10 kilos lighter? Well, you can't. If he loses 10 kilos, he'll disappear. But does that, like, how is your day? Sorry, Adrian.
I don't that much. I don't weigh that much. I weigh almost like 60. Yeah. So I still have like one more question, like a follow-up question. Should I?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. Since you are a Juventus fan, when did you become a fan of Juventus? Was it when Cristiano Ronaldo joined Juventus, or maybe way
no.
before he joined Juventus?
No. So my family are Italian, as you probably know already, and my very first football shirt that my uncle bought me was number 10 Del Piero. So I received that when I was about 6 years old, and from then on, it's his fault and it's stuck. So I was there long before Cristiano Ronaldo was. So I'm a lifer.
You should ask Adrian what team he's a fan of.
Adrian, who do you support?
Support Arsenal.
Oh, I see. To be honest, that's when I live in the UK with my parents. That's my closest Premier League club. So, I'll give you that one.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Guys, we're gonna wrap up. Just final question. I'm gonna start just a quick question to Adrian, then one to Laura before we say goodbye for now. Adrian, in terms of, say, just surviving in Russia in general, how important is community, especially community and sports, to you and to others, other foreigners, say, in RSSU?
Okay. In terms of community, like sports, I think it has helped us like to come together. You know, like we, a lot of us, we live just in our rooms. So when it comes to sports, that's the only main thing that have helped us join us to bring us together. For example, because like life is not easy in general here. Like as a foreigner, we don't have much like apart from studying. We just come to our hostels and sleep maybe, or do our stuff like maybe do schoolwork and then we sleep. But in terms of sports, I think that's the only main mode, I can say mode that helps students, more especially foreign students, to come together.
Okay.
So
No, that's a perfect answer. Laura, I'm not going to ask you the same question because it's what he said. I know you would kind of like double up on. I just want to ask you one question because a lot of girls will be watching this. How important is it for women to get involved in sports, or to even just to have some sort of like fitness regime? Again, coming back to self image and to sort of self health.
I think it's really important, and I mean, you've heard me say it before, is that, you know, sport is a big part of my life, and I'm really pleased at the amount of people and friends that I have got since joining any club, whether that be the Gaelic football team here or a football team back in the UK. And in terms of things like body image and self-confidence, you know, when you have somebody else on your team that you realize that you have similar ideas, your own insecurities about what you look like go straight out the window. So for me, it's really important that every girl, woman, person, you know, tries something out there, that even if they're just interested in as just a whim or something like that, that they go and try it, and they might find that they actually do enjoy it, and that, you know, they might be the next gymnast or the next footballer or something like that just because they went and tried.
That's great. Derek, Derek, Adrian, we see you finally on screen. So
Yeah.
that with Marilyn Monroe above your head. So listen, thank you very,
Yeah.
very much for joining, Adrian. And enjoy, I'm going to talk to you very, very soon. So you take care of yourself and keep playing sports.
thank you. I appreciate for inviting me. And Roa, thank you for asking me questions too.
Well,
Appreciate it. Okay,
Laura,
bye for now.
thank you, Adrian. And Laura, we'll go back to you. So Laura, we'll get to Laura. Laura, thank you very much for your time as well this evening, and looking forward to seeing you in person,
You're
not
welcome.
just on the phone or on Zoom, but seeing you in person soon again.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks, Alan.
Okay, so folks, that's
you.
it for now. Again, like I said, keeping your body and your mind a little bit active, to take a bit of care of your diet as well, because this isn't a time just to comfort eat. If you comfort eat, then be aware that you have to burn it off a little bit more, because again, the wrong types of foods are going to bring you down in every sense. So just be aware of that. As Laura said, lots of resources on the internet about food, about training. As Adrian said, like, you're just moving around and sort of like trying to get away from the boredom is very, very important. And again, it makes us feel better in ourselves as well. So until next time, thank you. And just remember, ISA RSSU #1.
Thank you. Appreciate it. And bye for now.